Hi, gang. I am back with probably my final update here for the first marking period. I kind of talked about this a little bit last week, but again, I want to make sure that there's a lot of clarity on what's going on here as we move forward. So, the end of the marking period is exactly a week from now on the 28th. So, it's really important that all students are completing all four of the modules that are found here on our Schoology page up to this point in time. On the 29th of October, there will be five more modules that post. And again, students will go through and they'll complete them at a self-regulated pace. All right. So I've had a lot of questions of, is this just a single marking period course? It isn't. It's a semester in length. We do half of it the first marking period, and then obviously the other half the second marking period. Another question that I get quite a bit at this point in time is, if I don't finish everything, what happens? So in a perfect world, this course would just be a semester-based course. However, the way that we break down our grades here in the school district is we have to have a first marking period or first quarter grade and then a second. So I basically keep the entire course open for the whole semester. If you have someone at home who's only on module 2 next week at this time, and they don't get finished all the way through module 4, they're still going to be able to, and actually they're going to have to complete all the work that they would have missed for this marking period. And then they can start on the second marking period, which is module 5 through 9. The reason we do that is we are a state approved driver education course, and there's certain items that have to be taught in order for students to get a certificate at the end of the course saying that they completed in a Pennsylvania approved driver ed course. So all students have to complete the course from top to bottom. Right now, we're top to middle, and then we'll be middle to the bottom. But I really want you to understand that. So the grading part, everyone's always worried about grades. At some point today is Friday, October 21st, I will be going in and I'll be submitting zeros in any assignment that's missing. And the reason that I do that is, number one, so students know what assignments they need to complete. And number two, there's some that students thought they completed. And the way that the grade book works, it's kind of hard to see sometimes. So there might be one or two assignments that students thought they did, but they need to go back in and maybe finish a small portion of it or whatever it might be. So again, at some point in time today, I'll be going in and I'll be inserting those zeros. So there might be a grade that goes from a really high grade to a really low grade. And the reason is because those zeros are entered. Now, as long as work is submitted, those zeros will be replaced with whatever grade they earned, and off we go. All right. I don't take points off for being late. Even those students who don't have work completed by the marking period, right, as they go through and they complete the work, I'll end up going back in and changing it. So for the first marking period, they might have a 50%. As long as they go back in by the end of the semester, which is the end of the second marking period, and complete that, I have the opportunity to go back in and change that grade. So on the report card for the first marking period, it might show a low grade. However, the second marking period, that grade would be changed if needed. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit confusing. It's unlike any other course that students have gone through in any level of schooling. So um, if you do have questions or you're uncertain, or if I'm just really confusing with what I'm saying, please feel free to message me, and I can certainly try to make more sense of it if you need that clarity. Again, marking period is officially over on the 28th. 29th, a whole new section or a whole new 5 new modules will be appearing for students to complete. They'll have until the end of the second marking period to do those. If students aren't the whole way through module 4 but at that time, they have to complete any work they missed. Then they can start with the second marking period. I'll come back here probably at some point in time next week, and I'll be talking about some of the new modules that will be appearing and what you can expect to see from your son or daughter at home. Hope that makes sense. I hope you all have a great weekend. If you have any questions or need anything from me, please let me know. Take care.